How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my Battlefield 3 weapon guide video series. I hope you're enjoying the latest patch on PC and PS3. At the time of recording this, the patch hasn't yet dropped on the Xbox 360, being the console that I play on. So this is probably going to be the last of my weapon guide videos before the patch, so any of the information here might be slightly outdated, but I don't think the Mp7 is one of the weapons that had much of its features changed. I think the attachments we're going to take a look at haven't really been changed much. So as you can guess, the topic of this video is going to be the Mp7, which is another cool PDW weapon, which is unlocked not by completing any challenges or ranking up your score in multiplayer. The Mp7 is one of the weapons that's part of the co-op mode, so all you need is 34,000 score in co-op mode, which is pretty easy to get. I think it's the third weapon you get to unlock. You might as well play around in co-op, especially on the helicopter mission, so you can kind of rank up your co-op score while getting in some practice in those choppers. So first up, let's take a look at the general stats of the Mp7 in Battlefield 3. The power figures for the Mp7 are pretty low. It's one of the lowest damage PDW weapons that are available in Battlefield 3. Most of the other PDW weapons like Mp45 and the PDWR have 25 to 12.5 damage figures, but the Mp7 comes in at 20 to 10. The only weapon out of the PDWs that's lower than this is the new PP19 weapon from the Back to Karkin DLC, which has got a 16.7 to 9.1 damage figure. Unfortunately, the recoil of this weapon is pretty high. It's mostly side-to-side recoil that you get with the Mp7. The actual sensor speed and the upwards recoil isn't too bad, but overall, combined with the fast rate of fire, which we'll talk about in a second, really makes the Mp7 a weapon that you need to take care with your trigger finger in order to keep that recoil under control. Like most of the PDW weapons, the capacity is pretty low at 20 rounds. This is really one of the main disadvantages of the PDW weapons, in that you often run out of ammunition in your magazines. This is one of the main disadvantages to using the PDW weapons, in that you'll often run out of bullets in your magazine when engaging multiple bad guys, and you'll need to drop down behind some cover and take time to reload before getting back into the action. But with all that said, the Mp7 does redeem itself with its rate of fire at 950 rounds per minute. That's the fastest out of all the PDW weapons. This makes the weapon really competitive at close range with that fast rate of fire, fast aiming speed and good hipfire accuracy that you get with the PDW weapons. So if you want to try something new in Battlefield 3, you can quickly unlock this weapon by jumping into that co-op mode, and you'll see this weapon is pretty competitive straight out of the box with no attachments. Its best feature has got to be that 950 rounds per minute fire rate, which kind of makes it like a pocket AK-971 or pocket FAMAS, except we've got that slightly faster aiming speed and better hipfire accuracy with the PDW weapons, not to mention that you can use this weapon on any of your classes. With just a 20 round magazine size and a low overall ammo loadout, it might be a weapon that you want to use with your support kit, so you can make the most of those ammo packs while being slightly more mobile than you would be with the LMGs. So let's move on and take a look at my recommendations of configuration for your Mp7 in Battlefield 3. The iron sights on this weapon aren't too bad, but you get the reflex red dot sight after just 10 kills, so you might as well attach it just to give you that little window and dot to aim through. You get the reflex red dot sight after just 10 kills, or you can move on to the other optics like the holographic sight after 40 kills if that takes your preference over the reflex. But beyond this, we've got the high zoom optics, which really don't suit this weapon until you get to the Cobra red dot sight, which is the Russian version of the reflex. For the primary attachment, the best option out of the laser sight and the tactical light is definitely the laser sight. You get this first after 20 kills, and it really does increase the hipfire accuracy of the Mp7. The Mp7 is pretty accurate by default when fired from the hip, but with the help of the red dot sight, you'll be really surprised at what kind of long range hipfire kills you can get. The laser sight also makes it more of a mobile weapon that you don't have to take the time to aim down sights at close range. You can often just blaze away from the hip if you run into someone around a corner. Then for the secondary accessory, you get the suppressor first at 30 kills, which is always a handy attachment just to keep you off the radar and go on more of a stealthy behind enemy lines approach. But the best attachment for the secondary slot has got to be extended mags. This will just remedy that main disadvantage of the 20 round capacity of this weapon. You can kind of get away with a 20 round mag with the silencer in that you won't appear on the radar, so often enemies won't know where you're coming from, so you've got that extra bit of time to drop down and reload and try and stay undetected before jumping back up and taking out the rest of any groups of bad guys. But extended mags will just be more of a an all-round attachment which helps you stay alive and that you won't run out of bullets in your mag while in any hot firefights. Unlike some other weapons, the extended mags on the Mp7 does actually make a big percentage increase on the actual capacity of the weapon, with extended mags on the Mp7 doubling the magazine size from 20 rounds to 40 rounds. So all in all, this is definitely a competitive weapon that can be lots of fun to use. During the first couple of games with this weapon, I thought it might take my first place slot for the PDWs from the UMP45, but I think my preference definitely still goes with the UMP, just for that slower fire rate. The higher fire rate of the Mp7 does work out in your favour in close range and you can drop someone in a split second, but the slower fire rate of the UMP45 just helps take out those longer range targets, with the slower rate of fire helping out with your longer range accuracy. But let me know your thoughts on this weapon down in the comments. If you're a fan of this weapon, please drop me a thumbs up on this video to help share it with others. If you haven't already, subscribe, stick around for plenty more of these Battlefield 3 weapon guide videos. Stop by on Twitter and Facebook to see which weapons I'm playing around with and to be the first to know when any future episodes are posted. So thanks so much for watching everyone, and I'll catch you all later.